What's up, guys? Dungeonborne is the new kid on the block for the extraction looter genre. As many of you may be able to tell, it's very Dark and Darker inspired with many of the same aspects. But I'm somewhat excited for it, since it looks like a formidable competition for Dark and Darker, and competition encourages innovation, so hopefully this leads to both games improving simultaneously. And this should be seen as a good thing. Although I don't think this game will be replacing Dark and Darker anytime soon, it is on Steam, so it has that advantage of scratching that Dark and Darker itch for those that are waiting the Steam release. And I'm excited to see what this game has in store, and today we're going to be reviewing the trailer, kind of picking it apart, comparing and contrasting from Dark and Darker and games alike, like Greed is Good. So yeah, if you enjoy the video, leave a like, leave a comment, ask any questions, and I'll try my best to answer them, and I'll try to keep this video as structured as possible. So yeah, enjoy. Thank you for watching. So the first thing I notice immediately is this sword has a crest and named writing. It looks very fancy compared to all the other weapons you see throughout the trailer. So I'm going to go ahead and make Sean the Dark saying this is a named item similar to Fulgore or Kuma's Fang, named items from Dark and Darker that does special effects, because it just looks so much fancier, and that's my best guess. And here we have a boss door at the end. It looks very similar to the room he was fighting the Cyclops in. This could be, there's treasure behind it and only unlocks when you kill the boss. You have blood-stained weapons. Maybe you hit someone and it heals you. It reminds me of like lifesteal from certain games, or when you have an active ability in Dark and Darker, your hands glow to indicate what ability you have on. Here we have floor spike traps. Very nice. With potentially a victim. You have a boss that looks like a Wendigo. He's kind of got the ram head, kind of like a club. And this looks like a boss arena. So this is either like a trap you fall into or a boss room where you get some loot. You got like a Roadhog pull that looks very strong. I think so. This game is either solo, duos, and trios from what I've seen, and this looks super powerful. I personally think this ability should be a channeling ability and not an instacast like it looks like. That way, you have time to kind of like take the fall for your supports, like run in front of it if you're like a frontline or fighter. I mean, obviously we'll have to wait and see, but from a gameplay perspective, this looks super strong against players. And that's probably the Death Knight casting that too. All the green abilities, I believe, are the Death Knight. And this is the Pyromancer, obviously. We have the Cyclops here. That is a direct copy of the Cyclops. Not copy. So as you can see, the Cyclops here is the same exact asset. I know this picture is blurry. Same exact asset from Dark and Darker. They must have both got from the same uni thing. They both had the nipple piercings, the same little horn in the head, the 3 scratch marks on the left breast. So it's very obviously the same asset. We got the bracelets as well. You even have the same vase asset in the back as well. The standing torch looks like the same assets. Given, they probably both purchased a dungeon crawler expansion pack, on the Unity Assets store, use the same exact assets. Even this wooden fallen over bridge thing I've seen Dark and Darker like 10 times over, I believe. I would have to pull them up one by one to compare them side by side. But it's very obviously like very similar assets. Not to any fault of each other, like either game, but it is just something to keep in mind that it does usually indicate like lower effort for a game or lower budget where they have to end up using publicly owned assets. So it's just something to keep in mind. And you can parry the boss. It's very cool. We got this guy. Hold on. I think I missed it. Yeah, so you can see his hands glow, and then it makes the floor glow with the same exact icon, but enlarged. So I'm thinking this guy, like, summons, you know, damaging AoE pools. Also, this guy very much reminds me of the... Okay, I did not want to click on that. But it's very much the same boss from Ship of Fools. It's got the same vibes. He's got the tongue sticking out, and in the different phases, you get the different armors. I don't know. It gives me the same vibes, given maybe it's just a Eye Cthulhu thing. So maybe he spawns these goblins at these pools. That's my best guess. They even look like they're holding the Francesca axes. They got the same little throwing things. Maybe they throw them at you. I would say keep in mind, look at the goblin when he shoots the crossbow bolt. Because look at that. You can't tell the crossbow bolt's like coming until it's halfway towards you. And also, like, the animation for him, like, recoiling up seemed a little bit delayed. So I'm kind of worried that fighting crossbow and archer mobs are going to be a pain, you know, if they're kind of... They don't have good indicators. Like, for Dark and Darker, there's a very good and readable indicators for when you're going to be shot. But in this, it seems a little bit... I've seen that before. In Grease Good and stuff, and it was always super frustrating when they didn't have good indicators. Kind of like a Lich boss. Okay, so Rogue can move while he's invis. That's good to know. Pyromancer. It looks like he has a pylon he placed here. So he has like an AoE pylon he can place. Lightning strikes. So here we see like green orbs. This is going to be like soul collecting. This is likely going to be the Death Knight. I'm assuming all these green abilities are Death Knight. Here we're getting into actual PvP, which is the part people should probably care about. We got PDR Fighter and was probably a Cleric. The movement seems a little bit not fluid. You know, it seems a little bit clunky, but I'm not going to judge it completely till I get into a fight myself. And to quote my favorite developer, the developer of Rust and Gary's Mod and games alike, very popular games, I'll never understand paying $500,000 to another company make a CGI trailer with completely separate art for your soon-to-be-released game instead of just showing the game. Because Rust is a very beautiful game. You know, if you look up any Rust trailer, it looks beautiful. It looks immaculate. The game sells itself because it's so beautiful and so action-packed and just very good, everything. So that's personally why I gotta skip the CGI parts of the trailer, because it is very much something I'm not interested in. It's just filler. You know, show more gameplay, show more people what they're gonna be buying, because you want to get them interested with gameplay. At least the trailer had some gameplay. You know, most trailers are 0% gameplay, but this one was at least 30% gameplay. So that's something. All right, you know, I'm happy about that. You know, I'm excited for this game, and I hope many other people are too. And I'll probably review the Steam page real quick to see what else we have in store. I want to review a few things on the Steam page that I find very interesting. The primary one being, we have all the classes here. You can be a fighter, a priest, a rogue, a swordsmaster, pyromancer, cryomancer, or death knight. So there's 7 classes, many of which you will be able to see here. You can even see some of their abilities. So we've Ambush, same thing as Dark and Darker, but it's actually nerfed a little bit. Cockatrice Poison. So that seems very strong from what I'm understanding. You guys can read this if you want, but that seems very strong. And the fighter abilities, if this game has the same, or not fighter, swordsmaster. You know, you have a very unbelievably broken looking ability. You know, I'll show it on the Steam page, but each sword restores 30 HP. 4 swords has 120 HP, given I don't know how much HP these guys have. You know, I don't know if this is ability that's repeatable. I don't know if it's, you know, one-time thing like Second Wind from Dark and Darker, but this seems broken. And the other thing on the right looks like a whirlwind ability. You probably spin circles and swing your sword. I saw that on the Steam page too. So let's see if I can find it here. Let's see if we can find Parasonic Blades or whatever they call it. You can see it there. That looks very fast casting, very easy to hit, many of which on an enemy. So if you only have like 150 HP like Dark and Darker, look at that. That's, you know, do they do damage too, or is it literally just healing? Um, Maybe it's only for healing. That'd be kind of interesting if it doesn't do damage to the opponent. Um, but either way, that seems like a very strong ability. I'm trying to look at the shop here. It looks like they kind of have a greed is good shop where it's just kind of like you list stuff in the market and people buy it. I'm hoping it's not like the Dark and Darker shop. The Dark and Darker shop is a complete joke. Yeah, this actually looks like not copy paste, but extreme, kind of eerily similar to the Grease Good shop. I wonder if it's a Unity asset shop. I don't know. But no, I think this looks really good. The inventory looks somewhat small. Hopefully it's like Grease. Yeah, you could buy more inventory stashes. I see that at the top. Nice, nice. Let's see. Oh, another important thing I saw here was parry, block, and riposte. So they're showing that in the, let's see which one. Yeah, this one here. Your sword kind of glows, then you can counter hit. So it's kind of gonna be like Dark and Darker, where you have the long sword gimmick,